Ah, plot twist. Is there anything as divisive in the whole world of television? Well, yes, a few things. Casting massive wrong-uns for a start, but nothing that inspires quite as much debate so long after a show is aired. Of course, for every awesome plot twist, and there are many, there are those that straight up insult the very audience who have helped make the show the success that it is. Whether it's through underestimating their intelligence, completely subverting the entire premise, or just giving them an unsatisfying payoff, some of the worst offenders make you wonder how they ever got past the development phase. I'm Adam from Whatculture.com, and these are 8 completely insulting TV plot twists.
Number 8. Armin Tamzarian, The Simpsons. In quite the shocking episode, veteran Simpsons character Seymour Skinner was revealed to be an imposter named Armin Tamzarian, who had stolen the identity of his former army sergeant to avoid upsetting the latter's mother with news of his death. Sadly, completely retconning one of the show's best characters only really signaled to everyone that they were starting to run out of ideas. And to add insult to injury, the show just reset the story with the entire town refusing to accept Skinner and instead insisting that Tamzarian go back to assuming his identity full-time. The real Skinner is shipped out of town and Springfield is ordered to completely forget it ever happened under penalty of torture. Even Matt Groening reckons this was one of the show's biggest mistakes, so yeah. Number 7. Julian Albert is Dr. Alchemy The Flash. If you're going to introduce a new character and a new villain at the same time, it's best to make sure that you're not doing it in a way that makes it painfully obvious that they're one and the same, especially by casting Tom Felton, who will be forever branded a villain. It would have been more of a twist if he hadn't turned out to be a bad guy. The main argument against his character actually being Dr. Alchemy, the menacing new villain, was that it would be too obvious. But in the end, after a drawn-out story which should have just ended sooner to avoid disappointment, the inevitable was confirmed, insulting as it was. Number 6. Cottonmouth isn't the main villain. Luke Cage. The first half of Luke Cage's freshman season was phenomenal, particularly thanks to Mahershala Ali's excellent villain, Cottonmouth. But then, shockingly, he was killed off halfway through the season to make way for new baddie, Diamondback. The twist was effective, sure, but replacing Cottonmouth with Diamondback was less welcome. Gone was character development, intrigue, or any level of subtlety. Eric LeRae Harvey devoured the scenery in every single scene he was in, and not in a good way. What's worse, the show added the soap opera cliche reveal that he and Luke were actually brothers. Sigh. Number 5. Brian gets brought back to life. Family Guy. When Brian was controversially killed off on Family Guy, he was given a poignant goodbye, and while there was certainly some fan backlash, it was a bold, welcome move with Stewie destroying his time machine earlier in the same episode. He was gone for good. Just kidding, he was actually back in 2 weeks' time thanks to more time travel. The worst part about this was just how blatant it was at being a ploy to stir up buzz and, therefore, ratings. Brian's resurrection wasn't a result of the wishes of the fans, but the whole plot was there from the very beginning. Number 4. Travis Marshall is the Doomsday Killer. Dexter. In the 6th season of Dexter, the eponymous killer teamed up with Colin Hanks' Travis to take down Professor James Geller, the DDK killer who was cutting a swathe through his victims. Only, it turned out that meek little Travis was the real killer and had been imagining Geller all along, who was already dead. The plot twist was incredibly obvious and cliched, and to be fair, a show as smart as Dexter should have absolutely sidestepped such mediocrity. Sticking with Geller would have salvaged the season, if only slightly, as Hanks was nowhere near as convincing a villain. Number 3. The terrorists are the good guys. Quantico. Attempting to unravel Quantico's plot is like trying to solve a Rubik's Cube underwater while blindfolded after having your hands chopped clean off. But very basically, when a terrorist group executes the First Lady, hero Alex Parrish quickly surmises that they are a rogue faction of the CIA she had previously failed to find. But they're wrong, and actually the terrorists are patriotic FBI and CIA agents who are trying to find members of the rogue faction led by the First Lady. Then the crisis ends, ISIS takes responsibility, and everybody goes home free of criminal charges. The sheer lack of logic involved was mind-blowing. Number 2. The Dumpster. The Walking Dead. The Walking Dead's most insulting twist came with the shocking supposed death of Glenn. After he and his rival Nicholas find themselves surrounded by a massive horde of zombies, the latter shoots himself in the head, sending both tumbling into a sea of walkers to be chowed down. And that was that. His name was even removed from the opening credits. It was done. Then, several episodes later, it's revealed Glenn survived by crawling under a dumpster and using Nicholas's body as cover. Seriously? What was the point of all of this? To make Glenn a less obvious candidate for Negan's bat? Death fake-outs do not belong on The Walking Dead. You can keep that soap opera bollocks on daytime television where it belongs. Number 1, the ending. How I Met Your Mother. For 9 years, How I Met Your Mother had been a build-up to the meeting between Ted and the titular mother, revealed to be named Tracy McConnell. For most of those years, Ted and Robin were shown as romantically incompatible. And for the entire final season, Ted learned to let go of Robin and allow her to get married to Barney, the focus of the entire final season itself being on their wedding. And then all of this was undone in a montage. Robin and Barney got divorced, Tracy dies, and Ted and Robin get back together. In an instant, the creators showed not only a massive amount of disrespect for their longtime fans, but a fundamental lack of understanding of what it was they wanted. Ted and Robin's reunion is treated as a happy ending, but fans had moved on, and in the literal 7 years since they were an official couple, Ted and Tracy, Barney and Robin, it could have been so simple.
Hello there, I am the second best Ewan to be involved with Star Wars, and this is Whatculture, your one-stop shop.
Ewan,
yeah, what?
We're not calling it that.
What?
Changed it.
What we change it to?
Whatculture Star Wars, just SEO, isn't it? So.
I suppose you are right. Well, hello there again, and welcome to Whatculture Star Wars, a brand new channel dedicated to exploring the galaxy far, far away in the classic Whatculture style. We got lists, we got news, we got editorials, we've got ups and downs, and just like the big yellow text said earlier, we'll be covering everything to do with Star Wars, past, present, and future. It doesn't matter whether you're a prequels kind of person, an original trilogy purist, or if you just really love the sequels. If you love Star Wars, this will be a safe, positive space to come and relax, chug some blue milk, and maybe even have a death stick or two, and yeah, just have a good time. We'll be kicking things off with weekly reviews of the upcoming season of The Mandalorian, and have already got a selection of Star Wars themed playlists for you to enjoy based on content that's already online at Whatculture Gaming and Whatculture to keep you entertained in the meantime, while we transform this place from a Death Star to Return of the Jedi looking half thing into something more ominous and Starkiller looking, like the base, like Ilum with the big gun out. We don't have a gun. In the meantime, it would be very droopy McCool of you if you could subscribe to the channel and follow us on social media so you don't miss any of our uploads going forward. That's all for now though. I've been Ewan, and until next time, may the Force be with you. Bye!